It did not end with Papa, as he had a worthy successor in Apostle Hayford I. Alile, OFR-NPOM, who was ordained in March 23rd, 1991 in Benin City.
He's a father. In my own personal life, he brought me from nowhere because he followed the step of Ikechukwu. I knew him closely as far back as 1980 at Lagos, when he joined me at Kirikiri. Then from there, he met me at Morocco, then as an elder, until he became an apostle and a spiritual leader of the church today. So, being a very kind and humble man or person, you see, I worked with him so closely. I worked with him closely to 9 years or so before I was transferred to Rebun here, and that relationship since then has been on. He is a man very calm, and again he has a listening ears. When you come to him, no matter the report, he would like to prove it. If possible, he would like to get you close to himself, to hear from you, first of all. And I believe this is the way too he is treating others. So far, I have not seen him treating anybody badly at all. And he relates with everybody.
He left behind what is most vital for any organization, or for any state government, or for any federal government: integrity. Of course, that's one great thing that he derived from his parents and from St. Joseph's Chosen Church of God. Integrity was the issue. And in fact, even up to now, people still refer to him as Mr. Integrity. I believe in it. You must establish integrity. You must be honest to the people you are serving. And that to me was the greatest legacy he left behind. But soon after departure, you probably will know the story of how that place just broke into pieces. Because they tried to tinker with those elements he left behind. And up till now, they have not recovered. In 2008, it was a terrible situation. Of course, he carried that element with him. It's an attribute that once it's ingrained in you, you hardly can do away with it. I mean, you heard of spiritual leaders or general overseers of some other churches, even some of the conventional churches, have not been with government officials and government leaders and taking money to deceive the people. But I don't think Apostle Alile had been involved in such thing. Of course, he knows if he's involved, I will disown him. I will disown him. So, for that reason, I think, to a great extent, St. Joseph's Chosen Church of God has been quite pure and simple.
He's somebody that believes in networking. He doesn't believe in keeping his vision to himself, and that has really influenced a lot of things concerning the church. He has good rapport with the Christian community. The former CAN president, the president of Pastor Ayo Rishejafu, featured prominently in most of the church programs. Even Michael Okonkwo and others, they do send invites to him, so it has been awesome. His relationship with the other Christian community, even outside the Lagos environment, he has invitation from different denominations, regardless of their creed or their dogma. He's someone that is open to ideas and believe in networking. So it has been awesome, and it has really influenced a lot of things concerning the activities of the church and how far we have gone so far. He's an elder statesman in all ramifications, both in the corporate world and also in the political circle. They do seek his counsel. whenever I talk about him, I see him, I always refer to him as somebody that is that God has made a prophet even to the corporate world. So he networks very well with them. They seek his counsel, and he's never shy to proffer his counsel, like the former president of Nigeria, Jonathan. He do give counsel once in a while, either publicly or through his numerous interviews he grants concerning sensitive developments in the nation. So he is always somebody that is ready to offer his sincere opinion or counsel to the nation, depending on the issue on ground, and try as much as possible to douse tension and make people reason instead of warring, prefer going for Georgia. He's someone that has networked at length with the nation builders in different sectors of our society, both corporate, ecclesiastical, the human rights community, and what have you. So he has been able to have good rapport with them, and that synergy has really gone a long way in making us experience some kind of peace which people are not aware of, that he has somehow piloted in his own way. He is not a noisemaker. I describe him as a quiet storm. He has a way he operates, and that has really gone well with the nation and even the church at large.
He told Joshua that as he was with son Moses, so he's going to be with Joshua. And God, he was with the elect of God, Apostle Joseph Ikechukwu. So he is with the present spiritual leader.
A man who is totally dedicated to the growth of the church. He has given virtually all that he acquired in his public service to grow the church. And his effort has yielded quite significant results. Today, the church has grown beyond the level it was when he came on board as a spiritual leader. Today, we can boast of cathedrals at Uyo, at the headquarters, at Ireto, at Commercial, also in Saple, various cathedrals in Lagos, and so on and so forth. Ministers have increased up to close to 300, and the membership of the church has equally increased. And God is on our side. Exploits have been made in terms of miracles and breakthroughs. So, in a nutshell, the present spiritual leader has really made a remarkable feat in his stewardship thus far. And we pray that God will continue to empower him to take the church to the level of his dream.
To the glory of God, St. Joseph's Chosen Church of God is waxing stronger and expanding the kingdom on earth till the present day. The current leadership of the church did not derail from the ministration of God, rather have been able to expand it in line with continued directive from God. St. Joseph's Chosen Church of God has taken the gospel to all the nooks and crannies of the world as directed by God.
The expansion then, because of the times, it was not as fast as it is now. The growth in terms of ministers has tripled. The membership have also tripled. Spiritual work, although the way we took spiritual work then compared to now, there's a little bit of difference. So there have been a lot of structural growth. God used him to plant. In fact, he has a very big vision. And that is why I tell people, I said, we should not complain. Sometimes we say, oh, he should finish one project before he goes to another one. I said, no, the man is in a hurry to discharge what God has put in him. That's why you see, we are talking of university now. People will say, why? But we are there already. Anyone that he mentions, people will say, how are we going? Before you know it, we are there. You can see so many structures. You see the Akwa Ibom, That's a very mighty list. Then when you go to Webley, you see the mighty work. God used him single-handedly to do those ones. If you travel around, you see new structures and very fantastic buildings. Give glory to God.
Personally, I traveled to Liberia on a business trip. So when I returned on a business trip to Liberia, when I came back from Liberia, I was planning to go again because I just made a business research. Then I got a call from the then Secretary General, late Apostle John Azike, that specially wanted to talk to me. Then Daddy traveled to Benin. Daddy said, yes, my son, I want you to do something for me. I said, what? He said, I want you to go to Liberia for me. So I went and met spiritual leader, the spiritual leader of a great church, so Alile. He said it was from that I've been in Liberia. Yes, he said, okay. We have a pastor then, who was very close to me, Pastor Blessed Inemogo. That's a younger brother. So he lived in Liberia many years before the war. So he incidentally married a Liberian. So he had been here, so that is okay. With him and myself, we can open the branch. So it's okay, let us go there and make on that research. You know, I went there on my business research. So the church sponsored us this time around, not me on my own, to Liberia. We got there, we spent, I spent 2 weeks, he spent a month. But before I left, to God be the glory, when I traveled that first time, I reported myself to Nigeria House. They call the embassy Nigeria House. So in Nigeria House, they gave me a connection of a Liberian woman that married in Nigeria from Edo. So it now become a contact. So when we travel, and I contacted the person, see the reason I came. So God used that to begin to look a location for us. So we're able to get accommodation in a government school. Their school there is like American, I don't know in Nigeria. Like secondary school is big. A hall is almost like this branch, but it's government, owned by government. So that was the first place we got and we paid in Liberia. Now, we came back and I gave the report. To God be the glory, spiritual I raised money. That okay, that is the case. We bought all instruments here, which was a big mistake on our side. Then he sponsored both the wife and the husband and all the children. They go to Liberia. So they traveled there to start with what we arranged on ground. So I myself traveled again on my own to register my own company. So now, then I wanted to ship some goods there. Got in there, they were seeing that school, but not more. But you know, a new church that was starting. So and the wife is a Liberian. The English is a little bit different from ours. So a day came as I was waiting for my goods to come. I paid for my duration was supposed to be 1 month. My goods was postponed instead of coming that time, and I have some money on me. So the Holy Spirit revealed to me that I brought you here for my purpose. Use the money for me.